Okay, so you finished the first 2D tutorial, so now we're going to convert this thing that we made into 3D. So there's different ways to do that. The first thing we're going to do is change the mode we're in. Okay, we don't have to, but it's just an aesthetic thing. So we click mechanical, and now we're in mechanical mode, and you're like, oh no, there's all these extra things. Don't worry about them. Some of them we'll use, some of them we won't. So we go to sheet metal. Okay, and there's this thing called extrude. You got push pull as well. We'll work on that a bit later, so we'll just use extrude first. So I'm going to click extrude, and it says, oh, you need to select planar entities to extrude. Okay, so let's just say we select this and press enter. Okay, and now it says how high do you want that to be. So let's just say I want it to be 5. Like, oh, I can't see anything. That didn't really do anything for me. Well, it did do something, but you just can't see it. So you can hold shift, press the middle button of the mouse, which is the wheelie thing, and you can actually, ooh, look at that. You can see it's actually made a 3D thing. You're like, oh, I can't really see it very well. So you can change the actual render view so you can actually see it better. So you go up to here, view, rendering, modeling. Oh, look at that. It's a 3D thing. It's alright, it kind of worked for us, but you know, what happened to the little sections of the E, and you know, we needed them. Okay, well, it's because we actually extruded a plane. So what happened, I'm going to use the Control Z command now to go back to where we were. So Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Alright, sorry, it took us all the way back to 2D drafting, so we'll go back to mechanical. Okay, so what it actually does when you go to sheet metal and extrude, it actually looks for a plane. So it like draws a line around everything inside here. And yours, you might say, oh, mine does not work. You probably forgot to do the whole join thing. So you select everything and then press this one, join, and then just press enter, and it says, 34 entities were joined into 9 polylines, 26 were discarded, so that's great. So you might be like, oh, mine wasn't working, you know, it was extruding one part of another, not another. Well, that's because, you know, you didn't actually join everything. So they were all individual entities. So like if you click that, it's one entity, you click that, it's one entity, but before they were all separate ones. So that's why that didn't work. So let's just say we wanted hello there to actually be coming out, and this guy here to be cut, and this guy to be coming out. Okay, so we want the snowflake cut out, and we want the hole cut out, but we want this flower to be there, and we want hello there to be actually raised. So how do we do that? Okay, so we click extrude, and we select the entities. 1, 2. So this is like finding the plane inside of our letters, which is great. Okay, so we've selected all the things we want to be raised. So we press enter, and it says how high. We want 5. Okay, so now they're raised. You can't really see, you can sort of tell there, but you can't really. So we can change our view, go to rendering, modeling, and it's done it, and then we press shift, middle button of the mouse, and you can see, ooh, look at that, they've come out. That's great. Okay, so what if we want this to be solid, because at the moment that's still flat, but those have come out. Okay, so what we do, extrude, and we just select this whole plane, enter, let it load. And we want it to be 5. Okay, and it's done it. So it's actually made our thing for us. So if I press shift middle button of the mouse, I can actually look, and I can see, ooh, look what it did on that side. That's a bit weird, isn't it? It sort of selected everything, but didn't actually, because it was still selecting a plane. So we probably don't want that. So we probably want to extrude. Probably could have done that better. Okay, so you're like, well, how do I fix that? Well, Control Z, Control Z. There's a couple of ways to fix it. Okay, the first way is using layers. Okay, well, we probably won't do that way. The second way is to actually look at it from the other side. We could do that, or we could just extrude a different way. So if I click extrude, instead of selecting the plane, I select the entity. Okay, so I just want that entity to extrude that. Okay, so now if I look on the other side, whoa, there's nothing there. But my snowflake didn't actually do anything. That's a problem. So I need to actually cut my snowflake out. So extrude, and I can select a plane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I probably want the whole. Go OK, enter, and the height. Wait for it to load. Let's just go 10 because it doesn't matter how big we make it, because it cuts away what was there and then that's it. So we go and look on the other side. Look at that. It's cut our hole out and it's done our thing. There's lots of other things you can do once you've got a 3D model. You can push pull faces, so I can select that one, and that one, and I can actually specify a distance. Let's say 3. Oh, look at that. Oh, everything's different heights. That's a bit weird. It did it. So I was able to push, pull, make that different. I can actually also select the edge and I can chamfer it, you know, make it a bit curved. So let's just say I made it 5. Look at that. Sort of trim the edge of it. Okay. The last thing we need to do is we didn't really like that, it's an inconsistent face-body relationship. So the last thing we're going to do is export this so we can actually 3D print it. So the first thing you need to do is select everything, okay, and you can actually use the union command. Now let's see if they've got it in here. I just know it off by heart, but they might actually have it. No, I don't see it. Union, switch objects to union, enter. Okay, so now it's all one thing, just like the join command. Okay, it's all one thing. Okay, so now what we're going to do is export it. STL out. See that? Select meshes. You select everything. Press enter. Create a binary file. Yes. And it brought up a thing on the other screen, so I want to save it, so let's save it on the desktop. So I'll call it key ring thing. Okay, save. And then we also need to save our work, so we need to save as drawing 1, so you save it in the right place, my work. So the STL file, which is the file that we exported, is like a PDF. So you can't change it once you make it, and the DWG is the file that you can actually change. So I've saved that, save this. Okay, so that's the end of the 3D tutorial on this. There's lots of other cool shapes you could have made and lots of things you could do, but I'm going to show you how to use the 3D printing software now. Okay.